NFC West might have. And then it came to me. Now, Russell Wilson's better than everyone in the division. I think we could all agree on that. But it's a division featuring two quarterbacks who have played in the Super Bowl, two former first overall picks. And Russell Wilson is unlike the others because he's always available. Kyler Murray, tough little quarterback. Little sounds like I am dismissing him. That's not my intent. This is a guy who got hurt against the Seahawks in the second game of 2019, but he ended up playing the next week. He has played. He just gets hurt. He hurt his shoulder last year. He was dealing with an injury that kicked him out of that Cardinals game. I do wonder about his size and if that's going to hurt him. Interestingly enough, Russell Wilson's size has not affected him. It might be because he is thick with 3 or 4 C's at the very end of it. Jimmy Garoppolo, oh my goodness gracious. I feel bad for his mother. Broke his collarbone in New England his first year. Tore his ACL his first season in San Francisco. This past season, dealt with 2 separate high ankle sprains. So, when you're not available very often, I could see why the San Francisco 49ers would decide, hey, we need to make sure that we have a better option. First off, in case Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt this coming season, it sounds like they're going to keep Garoppolo. Or just someone better as an alternative for the future. Here is yesterday Kyle Shanahan, who made himself available along with John Lynch, talking about the injuries that Jimmy Garoppolo has suffered.
I think you had to look at everything. You hope to be competing to get into the playoffs every single year, which is the ultimate deal to get you a chance at the Super Bowl. So that's your goal every year. The more you look into this league, it's especially our 4 years here, it's very hard to succeed when your starting quarterback doesn't stay healthy, or if you don't have one of those true starting quarterbacks. And we've gotten that with Jimmy. He's played at a very high level when he's played. It's been tough the 2 years he's missed. It's been hard to compete the same way. So we knew we had to look into that this year, I think, as everyone expected. But when you learn a lot about this stuff, you take into the salary cap, all the things that go on. We were hoping to get a younger guy in here eventually. And to look at this year to where we feel we had a chance to do it, we were excited about it.
This might be their best chance for a while. We'll get back to San Francisco in just a moment. But Garoppolo, there are a lot of similarities, ironically, between he and one Tony Romo, I think, in that they both went to the same college, first off. But I think they have a similar style. They get rid of the ball really quickly. They also throw some boneheaded interceptions from time to time. That's one of the big things that I had as an issue with Tony Romo over his career with the Dallas Cowboys. But the injuries with Garoppolo have happened. I don't know if they're all linked. And I don't know if there's anything that I would look at, a past torn ACL, a past high ankle sprain, a past broken collarbone, and think to myself, oh, this is going to happen again. Now let's look at Matt Stafford, and we just talk about durability. Matt Stafford's one of the toughest quarterbacks in the NFL over the entirety of the last 2 decades. The guy had a consecutive start streak that was quite impressive. But over the last 3 years, he has dealt with a lot of injuries. 2018, he played through some sort of small fractures, plural, in his back. I think they were characterized as cracks. Oh, that makes it sound a lot better. 2019, he suffered a season-ending injury to his back while diving for the end zone. That was what stopped the consecutive start streak. Last year, he played through a right thumb injury, which was a partially torn UCL in his thumb. I guess you can have one in your thumb and your elbow. By the way, he partially tore his UCL in his elbow as well. He had a rib injury, a right ankle injury, and he also injured the back of his left knee. He's 32 years old, but given that he has played in Detroit and been sacked 385 times, you got to start wondering about just how much he's got left in the tank. And there is a part of me that when I think about the durability issues for Stafford compared to Jimmy Garoppolo and the aggressive moves made this offseason by both teams, yeah, the 49ers are trading up to get that 3rd overall pick. The 49ers are finally all in. They were just about all in given the roster that they currently have. I think it's a very deep one. The Rams have already been all in, and they are essentially getting a credit card out now to pay for a credit card that they have probably maxed out. Never a good idea to go about things that way. And with Stafford, I think they're bringing in a quarterback who I'm not sure is that much better than Jared Goff, but also a quarterback that I wonder about just how much time he's got left in this league. That's a lot of injuries to be dealing with. And that's the question that I have for you today. Who risked more? Was it the Rams or was it the 49ers with the trades that they made this offseason? 710-710 is how you text in on the Vizzy Hard Seltzer text line. One texter says the 49ers. The biggest risk is always the unknown. There's little risk in obtaining an okay quarterback that you already know is okay. It's not as risky, just a lot dumber. That's from our friend Brian the mailman. That's a fair way to characterize it, but isn't the unknown with Matt Stafford and how much more of this he can take? I mean, 385 sacks, that's a lot. It's not quite Russell Wilson getting sacked 394 times and still somehow playing in every single game of his NFL career as the starting quarterback for the Seahawks. Honestly, something we don't think about perhaps enough. I mean, that's really incredible, isn't it? That Russell Wilson has been able to be this durable. And while I got annoyed with some of the things that he was saying through his agents over the course of this offseason or just outright on the Dan Patrick Show, if he had at one point said something along these lines, I'm surprised I haven't been hurt already. Because I remember going into last year, I was thinking to myself, man, this offensive line is going to get Russell Wilson killed. It was a pleasant surprise compared to what my expectations were. But, I mean, it's incredible that he hasn't dealt with that yet. Stafford has. The Rams made a much bigger risk in trading for Matt Stafford.